Hey all, good morning and welcome to ShareTreck. This is the morning show and today is the 20th of July 2022. We have some interesting results coming up ahead today and we had some good results from yesterday. So let's get started with our morning show. Let's start with an update on the CRISPR Therapeutics and Vertex sickle cell disease candidate called exa-cel. CRISPR stock prices have been on an upswing since they announced results from phase 2 trials in 75 patients and presented positive results at the European Hematology Association on the 12th of June. Since then, there has been increased interest in exa-cel, and a new article in newscientist.com suggests that extending the trial to children under the age of 12 is a possibility. The initial trial was for people between the age of 12 and 35, and now the objective is to treat children under 12 in a trial. It can help prevent them from getting lasting damage from inherited sickle cell disease by treating them early. But in case of all therapies, first the trials are done on older people and then it goes towards younger children. I think we have reached that stage when it comes to exa-cel. So this is a really encouraging development, and we should expect an announcement to hear more about this in the coming months, and it will also strengthen the stock prices for CRISPR Therapeutics. So those of you who are holding CRISPR Therapeutics, I think this is great news for you guys. Yesterday we were watching out for Netflix results. The market had priced in a loss of 2 million users. So I think many people are pleasantly surprised that they came in at less than half of that. And that was a positive boost for Netflix yesterday. Also, the company gave more information on its plan to launch a lower cost ad-supported subscription in early 2023. That was also positive news for shareholders. And further, the company said that it believes that it could add around 1 million new net subscribers in the third quarter. I think my personal, of course, I'm not an expert on entertainment, but I think based on my personal observation that during summer, most TV series take a break as people are more outdoors and less in front of the TV. I think the lack of alternative programming, fresh alternative programming in TV may help garner Netflix some additional subscribers during this time. It'll be interesting to see how it turns out when we get the results for the next quarter. Today, we will also hear from ASML. ASML makes the machines that print circuits to create microprocessors, while USA is working towards increasing domestic chip production capacity. So I think ASML order books will be full and their capital expenditure may rise along with increased sales. However, despite USA having plenty of silicon, there is likely to be a shortage of two other raw materials that are crucial for chip manufacturing. One is neon, used to create the laser for etching, and the other is krypton gas, which is krypton fluoride is a laser medium. So these two are needed, and presently Russia and Ukraine produce bulk of krypton gas. This should not be a major constraint because krypton gas is present in the atmosphere and can be extracted from liquefied air using fractional distillation. So new plants will have to be set up outside of Russia and Ukraine for this purpose. That will take a little bit of a lead time, but I suppose it's on the way. ASML earnings were released just a few minutes ago, so I've grabbed some screenshots from there. I'm going to read out from there. It says Q2 net sales of 5.4 billion with a gross margin of 49.1% and net income of 1.4 billion. That's the Q2 net sales. Record quarterly net bookings in Q2 of euro 8.5 billion. And ASML expects Q3 2022 net sales between 5.1 billion euros to 5.4 billion euros and a gross margin between 49% and 50%. And they're expecting sales growth for the full year to be around 10%. The value of fast shipments in 2022 leading to delayed revenue recognition into 2023 is expected to increase from around 1 billion to around 2.8 billion. However, the news that caught investor attention and drove down the share prices was that net sales forecast for Q3 fell short of analyst estimates, and also that the supply sees continued supply chain issues in rest of the year. I already alluded to how the supply chain issues can be solved, but we'll have to see where we are at in terms of putting up plans for neon and kryptonite gas. So that's what I think the CEO is talking about here. Today, we'll also see Tesla reporting after close. We will get to see if Germany and China problems have impacted the Tesla money machine. South Korean auto manufacturers, meanwhile, are quickly catching up with electric vehicles, while premium manufacturers like Audi, Mercedes, BMW, and also Volvo have come up with electric vehicles. So Tesla is going to be facing competition on the upper end as well as the people carrier end. And that's not going to be good going forward. So Tesla will soon need to refresh its designs. They have not changed their designs for a while now. They have to come up with fresher designs before people start seeing flashy designs from other manufacturers. And they also come up with new models to stay competitive. And the Twitter lawsuit, which is going to go for trial in October, is going to be a major distraction for Elon Musk for the next 6 months. And we also have other companies reporting. We have United Airlines reporting today. And if they come up with good numbers, we should see the revival of bullishness. We should also have Abbott reporting today in the pharma field, and that will give us an indicator of how the pharmaceutical companies see the next quarter, and that can help us with our genomic sector also. And then I'm going to turn on to some economic news. I have some news from out here in Canada, from home in Canada. Some Canadian businesses are reconsidering their expansion plans after the central bank's surprise full percentage point interest rate hike. And this happened last week. And instead, they are sharpening their focus on protecting profits. So I would read this as saying that use less employees to do more work, stop any additional growth efforts, and also shrinkflation. So those kind of things are all indicators that point us towards shrinking GDP and potential recession. This comes on top of a softening house market as interest rates rise, and Canada has to consider US interest rates, as US is the largest trading partner, and any imbalance can have bad consequences for the Canadian economy. So we have to match the US interest rates. So now after that, I would like to turn to another news article. After trying to do everything possible, including exempting a gas turbine under servicing in Canada from sanction so that it can be sent back to Russia, because Russia wanted that gas turbine to resume its gas supplies to Europe. So now it seems inevitable to the Europeans that the Russians will turn off the gas supply. The European Union is preparing for this scenario by proposing that the bloc cut its natural gas consumption by 15% over the next 18 months to ensure that any full Russian cutoff of natural gas supplies won't disrupt industries over the winter. And this is because the objective of stockpiling enough gas, they wanted 90% of their usage to be stockpiled for winter. And that thing is not likely to happen because of the Russian intransigence in terms of supply of gas. So this has caused the stock market futures to dip, given the very real possibility of recession in Europe. This has also led oil to dip more than 4% this morning when I checked the charts. So now let us quickly take a look at the pre-market price action. Well, let's start off with NASDAQ futures. NASDAQ futures are mildly down, minus 0.12%. I would consider this a wash because it can be easily overcome. Now let's look at indicators and see what's happening. Let's first go to US oil. As you can see, US oil is respecting this diagonal line of resistance. So it's on a bear channel. I'm going to draw one more line out here to mark the lower part of the channel. So this is the support line. So I think the US oil is going to continue coming down. This is the candle for today, and we are down 4.31% pre-market. So that's a good sign for us. This is going to definitely register on the CPI, because we have been consistently falling down in terms of oil prices from 8th of June onwards. So that's a pretty good record, and I think this is going to continue further. Let's look at QQQ. Pre-market QQ is marginally down by minus 0.13%, but you can see the momentum is above average and pointed up, and MACD is also bullish. And we have this line of support here at 292. So I'm going to mark that green. So it's going to be 292.96 is the support. And I think pre-market, we are still very close to where we closed yesterday. So this is looking good for us overall. And I'm going to draw a new line of resistance just so that we can see. So this is our new line of resistance at 306.53. And I think that we'll have to go past that. And right now we have a gap here, which we are trying to fill. So I'm expecting today at least to fill the gap. We'll inch up a little bit before we come down. And we definitely have support out here at 292.96. SPY, S&P 500 is down marginally by minus 0.14%. And we have this line of resistance out here, which is going to be at 388.74 and is going to be converted today into a support because we crossed it over. And right now, pre-market, we are still very close to where we were yesterday at market close. MACD is bullish and momentum is also above average and pushing up. So I think we have a good chance of progressing further ahead if we have some good results before market open. We had ASML, but it's talking about a weaker quarter ahead, and therefore it has lost around, I think, 4% pre-market. So that's the overhang out there. But we need an airline or Tesla results to blow us out. But I'll talk about that going forward when we go into individual shares. Russell's index is down marginally, minus 0.12, and we are definitely facing this resistance out here. So I am thinking that we may probably bounce back from there and come down and hit this minor support and then bounce back up again, because MACD is bullish and momentum is also above average and pointed upwards. I think everything hinges on the results that are coming today. If we have any bad news, it's all going to be bounced on this and go down. However, if there is good news, then we have potential of breaking through this and starting and reinforcing this bull channel. Instead of just being a bull channel in a bearish market, we would actually be getting into a bull market slowly. Dow Jones Industrial Average, again, it has broken past this diagonal line of resistance, and it is still close to where it closed yesterday. It's marginally down minus 0.09%. Again, MACD is bullish and momentum is above average and pointed upwards. We just need a good result to come in and things should look great out here. And then we look at VIX. VIX for today has marginally risen. It's getting support out here at 24.28. But MACD is bearish and momentum is also a bit weak. So I think all of this circumstantial evidence points towards the fact that the market is tightly poised to look at what's going to happen today in terms of earnings. Good results are going to push us up, or else we are going to be consolidating today, waiting for the results from after the market close. And so if you are going to be making a decision by the end of the day with regard to your outstanding portfolio, then that decision is going to be whether you want to leave it with the risk. Because tomorrow pre-market you would have a surprise. It's either going to be an upward surprise because of great Tesla results, or it's going to be a downward horror because of bad Tesla results. So that's what it boils down to. So you have a decision to make potentially, in my opinion. Of course, all this is not financial advice. It's just personal opinion. So keep that in mind. Please do your own due diligence before making any decisions. Put call ratio was slightly in the bullish side when it ended yesterday. And when we look at XLY by XLP, it's totally risk on as of yesterday. And US dollar index is now just about breaking down below this diagonal line of support. So I'm really happy about this. And I'm going to mark this as a resistance going forward. Now, let us look at our Tesla shares. I want a point to make out here, which I did during my live stream yesterday and also a few days ago. So here we have a pennant which has been developed on a downward trend, and this is typically meant to break down out of this pennant and go further down. That's what is on the card. So if we have a bad result from Tesla today, I would clearly expect that to break down and come somewhere to 626.47, because so far we have been moderating and consolidating and we have been forming this pennant. Technical analysis says that this kind of a pennant on a downward trend means that we're going to break downwards. So we have some suspicion. I have some suspicion that Tesla results might not be good because of many circumstantial reasons. One is that earlier Tesla shares had gone up because of the Germany factory and the China factory, and especially the China factory with the lower costs was giving higher margins. So all those things had pushed the share price up to around $1,200, if I'm not mistaken. And since then, we have this COVID lockdown in China, and there's a persistent lockdown. And also in Germany, we have energy crisis, and the German government is asking people to conserve energy and all that stuff for the industrial purpose. So it's going to be difficult to anticipate good news from both Germany and the Chinese plants. So it's all dependent on Texas. And we know that Texas power grid has had problems. So I'm thinking that there's not going to be as great a news as we were expecting, but there's a cult following for Tesla. So we can't say what could happen, but I'm thinking that the technical analysis is pointing towards a breakout on the downside. So if the share price goes below 626, I'm definitely a buyer. I'll definitely buy some. But that's where I think things are going to go. If that happens, then tomorrow we should expect pre-market. We are going to open in the red. So it's bad for everyone. So I hope Tesla manages to pull a rabbit from its hat once again. And if that happens, it's going to be cheers for the market. With that said, I'm going to go and have a quick look at Genomics to see where we are at in terms of various shares and their positions. So Verve is still doing well. Pre-market, it's up 0.71%. Its next resistance is going to be at 33.69. So we'll talk about all these things towards the end in our live session. Please tune in for the live session at 3:30 p.m. And we'll be doing a technical analysis for what's going to happen the next day for all these shares. But right now I'm going to look at pre-market action. Verve is looking good. And we have IMTX also up 4.65% pre-market. Beam is flat. Editas is flat pre-market. Beam is up 0.59% pre-market. Intelia is up 1.01% pre-market. Caribou Biosciences is flat pre-market. DNA is up 1.86% pre-market. PSCB is down minus 1.41% pre-market. Allogene has no trades pre-market. CRISPR Therapeutics is flat pre-market. ARCG is down 0.30% pre-market. Bluebird is down minus 1.44% pre-market. And IDNA is got no trades pre-market. Teladoc is up 1.33% pre-market. Novartis is down 0.91% pre-market. Illumina is flat pre-market. No trades for Illumina pre-market. Regeneron is got no trades pre-market. Vertex no trades pre-market. Pfizer down 0.29% pre-market. SQZ no trades pre-market. Invitae up 2.71% pre-market after being down yesterday. So it's a sympathetic bounce back out there. I don't think there is any new news for the company, for Invitae. No, I don't see any news out here that happened to warrant that upward movement. So overall, I think genomic shares are showing a positive bias today. So we just need one good news and we should be fine. Now let's look at the crypto and gold side. Crypto is showing, Bitcoin is showing a lot of positive strength. It has gone out of this bear channel and it's moving outwards. And I think that we are mirroring what's happening in NASDAQ when it comes to Bitcoin. So if NASDAQ were to go down today, Bitcoin might also go down. But right now it is looking good. The MACD is also strong. Momentum is also above average and pushing up. I like the way Bitcoin looks. Now let's look at wheat. Wheat is still up 1.26%. This is going to add to inflation. I'm just going to quickly go to our commodities section. Look at copper. Copper is broken out of this bear channel. That's not very good for our inflation, because this shows that there's a little bit of bullishness out here. So we'll watch what happens with copper going forward. And silver, of course, is marginally up. So with that said, I think I would like to bring this video to an end. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please press a like out there so it can help YouTube get us more viewers. And if you're not yet subscribed, please subscribe and help us grow this channel. And just a quick reminder, at 3:30 we have a live stream. We have been doing that for the last 4 days, and we have a few of our subscribers and newcomers out there. Please join us out there, because I'll be doing a technical analysis on all the shares that we have here in our watch list. And I'll also be taking requests on individual shares that you are interested in and do a quick technical analysis and answer your questions. With that said, bye for now, and see you in the evening at around 3:30 in the live stream.